Yeah, so every year is different. We had a great ride last year. Some tremendous seniors that are no longer with us after graduation. Some guys that were catalysts in the last few years. But what we'll take from last year is just more competitive experience that we can build upon. And a lot of returners from last year experienced the success that we had. This was the first time we ever hosted an NCAA playoff tournament at Wayne State, and that was an exciting time for our program and for our school. And so we'll build a lot from that last year, and we look forward to the 2023 season. Experience is always a pinnacle as you continue to move on in your career as a student athlete. And with a lot of our returners from last year, they gained those experiences that will help them propel into this season. And competitive experience, at bats, pitching, team experiences, on and off the field, chemistry, camaraderie. There's so many things that you can build from those returners. And we've seen that dating back to this fall semester, during our fall workouts and training, into the winter months, and now here just on the cusp of the baseball season. Well, Coach Hepner from our coaching staffs, he continues to do a great job with our position players and our hitters. Some excitement topics right off the top of my head is return Hunter Delanoy. He's been a perennial first-team all-conference player for our team. He's in the talking points of doing some things significantly within history of the program offensively. Chris Chandries was a first-team all-conference player last year, and he's a returner, a co-captain for us. Ryan Foley, he's held down the center field spot for a long time, and he's been at the top of the lineup offensively, and he's got a lot of experience in a number of at-bats and games played. There's a collection of others, like Noah Miller, for instance. He's been just gives us competitive at-bats. Sometimes he's fixated in different parts of the lineup. He's been a steady stay at second base for us. Just another player that's got a lot of experience. Brett Zimmerman, our catcher, he's someone that had some big at bats for us last year. Whether a big time walk he drew, or he had a walk-off home run for us in Florida, and just another individual that's got a number of at bats in his resume to help us move forward with this team. So Eric Beasel's new pitching coach for us with Wayne State, and he's done a great job in terms of continuing the player development process, building culture within the pitching staff. And you mentioned Ryan Kelley. Yes, he had a prolific year last year on the mound for us. Obviously the conference pitcher of the year. He's worked very hard in the offseason as well to collaborate what he did last year moving forward. And then Carter Fitzpatrick, he was a first-team all-conference arm for us on the mound last year. He's also put in a lot of work, talented right shoulder. But there's some other guys on the staff as well that we look to add competitive depth. Seth Morano accumulated some good innings last year as a left-hand pitcher. Brendan Cox has been bouncing back from injury a couple years ago, and he's at a position now of being a co-captain. This will be a defining year for him in his career. And there's some other newcomers, some returners. David Thurman is now an upperclassman. He's been a steady stay out of the bullpen for us, the right-hander out of Detroit Edison High School. He's come in some big moments as a freshman and as a sophomore. I think he was one of the leaders in terms of appearances last year for us. Caden Stively, a left-handed pitcher that's had a lot of experience for us on the mound. There's depth on the pitching staff. But again, it all comes down to who's got the ball in that given game and that given inning, and we got to rally behind them. So moving forward into the conference play, before we add teams in the future, as you said, 6 teams. We are looking at a couple different formats that our coaches and the administration have worked hard in during the offseason. The first couple weekends, we're going to see 3 teams at one site. And so that's going to give opportunity for us to continue getting competitive games, opportunity to play more games, and then we'll go back to the normal structure of standard weekend play going into early May. And so we'll see how it works. I think it'll be a good team front in terms of the conference of all of us working together. But we look forward to another competitive season in the GLIAC. It's obviously a very defining and tough conference at all sports across the country, and there's no difference in baseball.
Last one for you. You guys will start in Tennessee against Hillsdale and Ohio Dominican. and then you open at home on March 21st. That early season non-conference, what were you looking for? Just trying to get games, anybody to play? Was there a goal in mind making that schedule early season?
Well, one, we always want to find a way to compete in February and March, and obviously northern Michigan temperatures don't give you that fruition right away. Yeah, we're going to have 2 Tennessee trips, 2 weekend trips. We're going to play some quality in-region opponents, so obviously the in-region status is important in terms of scheduling. And so we'll play Hillsdale, who's, they've been very competitive, and they've been a staple in our schedule for years. And so we look forward to playing them in Tennessee, in Kodak. We'll play in a minor league state, Tennessee Smokies minor league ballpark. And then we'll play in Nashville the following weekend against Ohio Dominican. And then we'll have our regular Florida trip for spring break. And then we'll come back and start playing games at home on our new turf. So that'll be helpful and a bonus for us as we move into the spring months. But again, it's just every game's important on the schedule, whether it's preseason or in GLIAC. And when you're trying to host competition in the postseason at your university, the first game's important. And so every pitch of every game is important. So that's obviously a challenge and a test for us all the time.